So morning everybody, today we're in Bude and we're at the Bude Sea Pool, which is a sea-filled swimming pool. The weather is absolutely rubbish in the fact that the sea mist has come in, but it's not cold and apparently the water temperature is 20 degrees, so we're looking forward to getting in and trying it out. So I'm now getting into the pool. Oh, it says it's 20 degrees, but it certainly doesn't feel it, that's for sure. But now I don't feel I can be a wimp because I'm being filmed. And oh my God, it's freezing. Oh man, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. Okay, I'm going to go for it. Are you ready for this? That's chilly, but it's nice. So I survived my swim in the pool. It was quite chilly, but actually it didn't take very long to get used to the warm temperature, or the cold temperature I should say. And it was lovely. It's apparently about 91 metres long, this pool, and 40 odd metres wide. But it was beautiful. There's quite a few people doing lengths, which I have to say I do admire them, because you can't put your feet down in the middle. Where the rope bit is, that's kind of the beachy bit, and that's quite shallow, but the other bit is quite deep. Yeah, and it was really, really nice. I enjoyed it very much, and even Roger came in as well. So we've had our swim in Bude Sea Pool, and now we've walked out to the edge of the breakwater, which is just by Bude Harbour, and it's absolutely lovely. So it is quite a misty day. It's meant to be getting more sunny later, but it is gorgeous here. There's quite a few people on the beach, even though it's not particularly sunny at the moment. And we were just looking at how fast the tide was coming in as well. But it is lovely, lovely here. So this is actually a causeway that runs between the river and the canal here in Bude, and down here on the bottom there's a railway that used to be used to transport sand, apparently, mainly during the Second World War I think, and probably for construction projects. The beach is absolutely heaving today. We came to see the sea pool at high tide, but actually it really doesn't look much different to how it looked earlier on today, but that's fine. This canal is absolutely lovely, and there's some beautiful houses on that side as well. I bet they cost a pretty penny. This is the Bude Canal, and it's a beautiful flat walk. Just down there it was absolutely heaving with children in kayaks and canoes, people on sups, all jostling for position along with swans and geese and ducks. And up here it's beautifully serene and calm. There's sheep grazing on the other side. And we've walked along here for, well, it will be for about a mile by the time we come off, and it's lovely and peaceful. And just up here there's a bridge, and you can go off left and do a loop round via the rugby club back into town as well. So it's a nice flat walk as well, which is really good. At the moment we're at Dunsland, which is a National Trust property, not too far from Holsworthy in Devon. It hasn't got a house here anymore, sadly, because apparently there used to be the best Tudor manor house in the whole of Devon that used to stand here. And in the 1960s it was being renovated by the National Trust, and apparently in 1967 it then burnt completely to the ground. So there is no house here anymore, but there's meant to be lovely walks and very old chestnut trees. And we went down there, and there's a sort of a bit that goes over the water, and we tried to get through, but there's a whole load of cows just blocking the path. So we're going to go back to where the car is parked, where Henry's parked, and then we're going to try another route in. But it's absolutely beautiful here. It's lovely. You can tell this is parkland from the trees and the driveway. So hopefully we'll find some other evidence of the house later on. Having gone all the way round to try and avoid the cows, we came out just by the bridge where the cows were standing, so our walk was cut very short indeed. Hello everyone, so we're on Dartmoor and the weather is absolutely awful. You could probably hear it drumming on those skylights on the roof there. We've been out for a short walk, only about a mile and a half this morning. And we're meant to be going to Haytor this afternoon because I'm meant to be running in a race. Well, I am going to be running in a race. I really hope the weather improves a little bit since then, because it's absolutely blowing a gale out there and pouring with rain. So the Haytor Hella is a 6-mile race, and you think, I always thought, 6 miles, that doesn't sound too bad. But apparently it goes through forests, it goes through rivers, through bogs, up and down, it says very hilly, steep ascents and descents. So it's going to be very interesting, and I think it'll feel a lot longer than 6 miles. Let's put it this way, there's a cut-off of an hour, and that's at 4 miles, and usually you'd think 4 miles I could virtually walk that in an hour, but it'll be interesting to see what it's like this afternoon. So earlier on I said I was going to be running in a race this afternoon. Well, about 1 o'clock I got an email that said the race has been cancelled. The weather is so bad, there are thunderstorms, there's very high winds and a heavy rain. So there's no race this afternoon. So I decided, having been very disappointed, to make myself a gin and tonic. Roger's got a beer, and instead we're going to have a gin and tonic and a beer and some homemade malt loaf, which is gluten-free and lacto-free. So let's hope that goes some way to consoling me for my lack of racing. I'm not sure I should be out there running, to be honest, but the weather's just too horrible to do that, so I'm going to do that tomorrow instead. So here we are at Hound Tor. This was meant to be on my run yesterday. I was meant to run from Hay Tor to Hound Tor and then back again. This is called Hound Tor because apparently in silhouette it looks a bit like a hound. I'm not sure if it's a lying down hound, I think it is. I went to college in Exmouth in Devon, and we used to come up to Dartmoor quite a lot, and this was one of the places that we used to come to. Hound Tor is beautiful. Well, last time we came here there were lots of people climbing and lots of schools, and there are actually people climbing over there on the rocks today as well. It's still pretty windy, as you can probably tell from my hair. It's a nicer day than yesterday. It's only rained very slightly so far this morning. It's meant to be even nicer again tomorrow as well. And this is the top of Hound Tor. As Roger pans round, you'll also see Hay Tor in the distance over there.
I could never get enough of this old pier. All the crashing sound of the breaking waves down here. Now I've been sitting here most of the day. Don't know why it's so hard.
So today we're at the Round Pound. Roger and I are very excited because it's the first time we've been able to get out of the van and walk since we arrived here. We arrived on Friday night and it has just been horrible weather ever since. But now it's Monday and the sun is shining at the moment, so we're going to make the most of it. We're coming for a 5-mile walk, and as I say, this is the Round Pound, and this is an ancient settlement, and in the middle was an old hut that had a circular wall around it that was 4 metres thick and 2 metres tall. We don't know what it was used for, but to have that kind of defensiveness, it must have been quite amazingly important. And there were also radial walls that went from the hut out to the outer wall as well to strengthen it. So we don't know what it was for, but it's quite an impressive structure.
What are you waiting for? When life is an open door, it will never get easier than this. It will never be more difficult to miss. So what are you waiting?
So we're about a mile into our 5-mile walk, and we're on what's called the Mariner's Way at the moment, and that was an old ancient path that used to be used by sailors, unsurprisingly. Apparently they would get off their boats in Dartmouth when they'd completed a long voyage, and they would then trek from Dartmouth on the South Devon coast to Bideford on the North Devon coast to go and get the next boat out again. We don't know why they did it, why they didn't just stay in Dartmouth, but presumably maybe all the boats were going from Bideford and coming back into Dartmouth or something like that. We've crossed the North Tyne River down the bottom there, and we're now climbing up through the trees and out onto the next part of the walk.
If life is an open door,
When we arrived here, we realised that it's actually only about half a mile away from where we parked Henry, so if we just walked up the hill we could have got here much quicker, but that's not the point of going for a walk. Anyway, this is the Scorrel Stone Circle, which is where we were designed to come to on this walk. And the thing about this stone circle, it's very old, and the tallest stone is designed that the sun on Midsummer's Day sets just behind it, which is quite incredible, really. I don't know how they worked things like that out so many years ago, but they did.
no one in this sure could use a word of advice. Just see things clearly, now wouldn't that be nice? Dear ocean, won't you talk to me and say, what are you waiting for?
This is the Tain-y-Ver clapper bridge, an ancient clapper bridge which is actually bonded together with iron, which no doubt would have been mined from round here or in Cornwall as well. And you can see the iron spikes going into the stones there. Over my shoulder you can see Hay Tor, and this is one of the highest points in Dartmoor. And what we do know about these rocks and all the other tors on Dartmoor is they were formed about 280 million years ago, which just blows my mind. That's quite incredible. It is, as I say, one of the highest points on Dartmoor, and lovely views from round here. Lots of Dartmoor ponies and sheep around as well.
When love is an open door, yeah, what are you waiting for? 'Cause it would never get easy.
This is Hay Tor Quarry. It's completely unseen from the outside. We went through a little gate and suddenly we're in this lovely little, almost like a nature reserve, a beautiful lake and stunning flowers and water lilies, all kinds of things. It's absolutely glorious, and you literally could walk past it without knowing it was here.